Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 15 Pro and compare it against the iPhone 16 and see which particular iPhone is a better one for you. Now, here's the thing, what I'll definitely tell you, you probably couldn't even tell which iPhone is which. Even if I flipped them to the sides real quick, you probably wouldn't be able to tell for the most part. But here's the thing, the iPhone 15 Pro is on my left, the iPhone 16 is on my right. So, they're both very similar in terms of the kind of how the way they look, but they are very, very different in some other ways as well. And we'll take a look at that throughout this whole entire video. First things first, if you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both, the iPhone 15 Pro, which came out last year in 2023, on the front of this phone is giving you a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. And it's a fairly good looking panel. I think it looks very, very nice. I don't really have that much to complain about here. This type of panel is giving you, 120 hertz. It's giving you a very bright panel. It's good for the most part. I think it's better than the iPhone 16 for sure. But this is a very good looking display, and I'm still a big fan of the way the iPhone 15 Pro looks for sure. Now, on the iPhone 16, this one is the same exact size, so it's also 6.1 inches, Super Retina XDR OLED display, and it's a very good looking panel as well. Like, this is still a very good looking display. I don't really have that much to complain about here with this type of panel. There's a few things. One, you're getting, basically a 60 hertz panel, which I think is very weird. I think in this day and age, we should at least be getting 90 hertz to 120 hertz. And for us to still have basically 60 hertz on this type of screen is very weird. I feel like I feel like Apple needs to improve this a lot, but that's kind of the situation that we're kind of in. So that in and of itself is a little weird, but otherwise the 15 Pro has a way better display. In terms of the rest of the bodies, you can kind of tell that the iPhone 15 Pro and the 16 Pro or the 16 share a lot of similarity here. Both have volume buttons, both have action buttons right up here. Not really anything else super crazy here. The iPhone 15 Pro feels like it's thinner overall than the iPhone 16, which is kind of weird. On the bottom, USB Type-C ports, which is great. In terms of the side right here, you do have this dedicated camera button on the iPhone 16, which is really cool to have. I really, really like that. But it's weird, the iPhone 16 feels like it's overall wider than the iPhone 15 Pro. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know, that's kind of what I feel. On the back side, there's some pretty big differences here as well, as you can probably imagine. So the iPhone 16 is giving you this frosted glass back, same exact thing with the iPhone 15 Pro. The iPhone 16 is giving you this dual camera setup, wide and ultra-wide camera, where the iPhone 15 Pro is giving you a wide ultra-wide telephoto lens. So this in and of itself is another very big difference here. You're also getting a LiDAR sensor right here as well. You're getting wireless charging on both. You're getting MagSafe capability on both, IP certification on both as well. Both these phones are missing out on some features that I personally love from other flagships though. Like, I love reverse wireless charging, and both these phones are missing out on it. But otherwise though, they're both very, very similar. It's just the iPhone 15 Pro is giving you a way better display with a 120 Hz panel. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now, if we're talking about phones that are going to last a longer period of time, it's tough to tell right now, but I would probably say that the iPhone 16 is going to be the iPhone that's going to last for a longer period of time than the iPhone 15 Pro. The thing with the iPhone 16 is that this thing is the newer phone, although the chipsets kind of tell a different story. It's a little bit of an interesting thing. But I would probably say if you're talking about the iPhone that's going to last for the longest period of time here, the iPhone 16 is probably going to be one of those iPhones that's probably going to last a longer period of time here than the iPhone 15 Pro. But the iPhone 15 Pro is still going to be here for quite some time. Like, this iPhone is not going anywhere anytime soon. And I do think that's a very, very important thing to keep in mind, that this phone is still going to be here and it's still going to be supported for a couple more years to come. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now let's go and do speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 15 Pro has that Apple A17 Pro chip inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM, where the iPhone 16 is giving you that Apple A18 chipset inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM as well. So let's go and see which one's the faster phone between both. Okay, all the apps are cleared in the background, so let's get into it. Let's go into their app stores. 3, 2, 1. The 15 Pro is here. The iPhone 16 is on my right. Scrolling through here, let's see if there's any big differences, and I don't really know if there's going to be. Let's go and hop out of both of these. I do have some third-party apps that we can test, so let's just immediately get into those. And we have them right here. Netflix, 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing. Quizlet, which I don't have. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. And the 15 Pro actually slightly faster there, so that's kind of something that's interesting. I'm not really too sure if I was expecting that, but that's what it is. Hopping out of both of these. Snake versus blocks, 3, 2, 1. Also, the iPhone 16 is very wobbly, as you can tell. The 15 Pro, not so much. For some reason, the 16 is just wobbling all over the place, which is very, very annoying. Let's get into the actual game itself. Let's see if there's any big differences here, and I don't really think there's going to be. But it's still kind of worth a shot here. Let's go and hop out of both of these. Temple Run 1, which I don't even have here. Let's do stack, 3, 2, 1. Now with this game, again, it's going to be pretty basic, nothing super crazy here. And even here, the iPhone 15 Pro, again, was the faster one here. So even with like basic games like this, you're able to see that for some reason, not for some reason, I think the A17 Pro chip is probably going to be the overall faster one than the iPhone 16's A18 chip. But that was also another very interesting thing that kind of happened there. Hopping out of both of these, we can try Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now this game, again, is not anything super complicated. It's a very basic game, but it's still a very, very fun one to test because there can be lots of things that kind of happen here. And you can see even here, dude, like the iPhone 15 Pro, again, is kind of the faster one than the iPhone 16. So I'm not really too sure what to make of these types of ones because in a lot of ways, there's a lot of things that can happen. But so far, the iPhone 15 Pro and iOS 17.7 is giving me an overall better experience than even game mode on inside of the iPhone 16, on iOS 18. So that right there's another very big thing. We can end it off with Subway Surfers 3, 2, 1. But so far, every single one so far has been faster on the iPhone, 15 Pro, which that in and of itself is a super, super crazy thing. So I think this one actually was a little bit faster on the iPhone 16. But overall, I'll definitely tell you, if you're comparing the speed between both, you're probably getting the overall faster iPhone inside of something like the iPhone 15 Pro than the iPhone 16, as far as I can tell. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there too. Now, from the camera side, like I said before, both are giving you very good camera sensors, both at 4K at 60 on the front and the back. You are getting that telephoto lens on the iPhone 15 Pro, which is a pretty big advantage. The iPhone 16 doesn't really give you that type of capability. I think the iPhone 16 is still giving you like a pretty good camera when it kind of comes down to it, but that is just kind of one big thing to kind of keep in mind there. Now, if we go and take a look at both these cameras side by side, if I go and kind of look at them, the thing I'll definitely tell you is between both, they're both going to be giving you fairly solid types of sensors, right? They're both giving you really good capability. The big thing to keep in mind here is that between both, you are getting 10x zoom on the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 15 Pro, you're getting 15x zoom. That's a pretty big difference. The rest of the modes, they're fairly similar. Cinematic mode, slow mode, time lapse, like so many things here too. The iPhone 16 though is giving you portrait and spatial mode at the end. The iPhone 15 Pro is not giving you that spatial mode, which for a lot of people, it's not even that big of a deal, I'll be honest. But you have that type of capability inside of the iPhone 16, which is really awesome. Besides that though, you're still getting really good photos and videos between both, but you are also getting that dedicated camera button on the iPhone 16, which is nice. It allows you to zoom in and zoom out a lot, which this in and of itself is a really cool thing. So having that type of capability is a super, super cool thing in and of itself. But I would still say the iPhone 15 Pro's camera is probably overall the better one when it kind of comes down to it. So in my personal opinion, what I'd probably tell you is that the iPhone 16 I think is a really nice phone. Right? This is a phone that I think is really good, and if you're in the market, I would say go for it. There's not really too many things to hate on here, and this is a very, very solid type of lens. It's a good camera, good build quality. That camera button is nice. You're getting, good build. There's nothing really with this phone that I look at and I'm like, oh my god, you have to buy this phone, but it's a good, decent phone for the price, I guess. The 15 Pro though, if you can buy this phone for like $700 or something, this is a way better iPhone. Better camera setup. I think the battery life is about the same, but better performance, I would say. Like 120 hertz display here, like this phone is giving you everything. It's so much better than the iPhone 16, and this is the one I'd recommend people to buy. So I would recommend the iPhone 15 Pro so much more than the iPhone 16. The only advantage I can even kind of think about is that the 16 might last longer, but that's not until for like another 6 years from now. So definitely I would say go for the iPhone 15 Pro when it kind of comes down to it. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Solon.